I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building another family home. I said in a video not so long ago, I think it was either the last one or the one before that, I mentioned that I wanted to do a rustic family home because I feel like it's been a while since I did one for a family at least. So I sat down, when did I start this? What day is it today? Friday? So I started this Wednesday and then I finished it yesterday. And yeah, this is what we're doing today. We're building this rustic family home. It's for two parents, one kid, and one tiny human. So it's for a pretty, like it's a smaller family or standard sized family. Would you say that? What is a standard sized family, like the average sized family? I don't know. So if you guys know, let me know. But I feel like it might be two parents and then two kids or something. So maybe this is for, yeah, a sort of standard sized family. I don't really know. It's definitely not a bigger family, that's for sure. But I had so much fun building this house. It was nice to go a little bit crazy with the more rustic items that we have and also just decorate everything a little bit darker because when I do rustic interiors, I tend to gravitate towards like darker woods and also a lot of brown, of course, maybe a little bit of black as well. And yeah, definitely used a lot of those colors today, so I hope you guys are into that. Not every build is going to be like this, I just want to point that out, but because I also know that a lot of you guys actually don't like brown interiors. I just like it for, I feel like it's very realistic, but I also like it for more rustic interiors like this, so. And you guys know how I feel about rustic interiors in The Sims 4. I'm not into rustic interior in real life that much, actually. Maybe like small rustic touches here and there, but I'm definitely more into a sort of clean interior in real life. I don't know how it works like that. It just does. Like, what I like in real life is the complete opposite of what I like in The Sims, basically. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. So this is built in Brindleton Bay. It's built on a 30 by 20, I think. I was actually going to start this on the 40 by 30, but then I changed my mind because I feel like it's been a while as well since I've done a 30 by 20 family home. So I thought it was about time that I do another one of these. So yeah, I hope that's okay with you guys. There'll be more bigger family homes in the future, of course, because I love to build family homes. Mostly I'm excited about university these days though. Like I'm looking forward to, I'm brainstorming a lot about like dorm rooms and stuff. So I got a lot of ideas written down that I can do for dorm rooms. I'm really super excited for that. Like you guys know, I love to decorate for younger Sims. I think it's just, yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that so freaking much. And I was just getting my hands on the new items. New items in The Sims 4 is like the best thing ever, so I'm so excited for that too. Plus a lot of it actually looks like, a lot of it could look like it's from IKEA, which I kind of like. It's not as simple as the IKEA stuff that I'm thinking of, but it's definitely got like IKEA vibes to it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like it's going to fit into a lot of different interiors, so yes, looking forward to it. If you got any ideas, by the way, for dorm rooms you want to see, please let me know. I am all up for suggestions for that, and also other stuff that you want to see me do with university once I get my hands on it. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And I had got like a whole 2 pages in my notebook currently, or so far, just dedicated to university ideas, so I'm looking forward to it a lot. I don't know much about the pack, by the way, so I haven't seen every single item either, but the few items that I have seen were from the trailer, so I did get to see the vibe of the items or the kind of style that we're going for a little bit, just like you guys did. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest, of course, as well. It's gonna be so much fun. Also, just getting a new big pack. I'm looking forward to it so freaking much. So we are moving on to the interior sometime very soon. I did do the landscaping at the end of the video, so I wasn't really sure what to do with the landscaping just yet. All I knew was that I wanted it to be very green and also have a little bit of yellow in it, but other than that I didn't really know what I wanted it to look like exactly, so I had to postpone it until the end of the video. So we will be moving on to the interior sometime very soon. Just so you guys know, I do know that a lot of you guys actually prefer interiors over interiors, which is kind of surprising to, actually, I don't really know. When it comes to building, I go through phases where I prefer to do exteriors over interiors, but also the other way around. But I knew that when I used to watch speed builds, I started out actually liking interiors more than exteriors. And then somehow, I don't know what had happened, but I started preferring watching exteriors over interiors. So I don't really know. Does that make any sense? Like, what do you guys prefer to watch when you watch speed builds? Do you just prefer the exterior or do you prefer the interior? Or you kind of like don't really care? Let me know. I'm kind of curious. So I felt like I was struggling a lot with the floor plan on the ground floor when I was doing the floor plan, but it looks like I wasn't. I just felt like I was. It came together pretty quickly on the second floor because I just had to figure out where to put the staircase, or because the second floor is basically just like, it's a box, so it would be easy to sort of do the floor plan according to the staircase placement, if that makes sense. So usually I'll actually do the floor plan on the second floor first, but because it was just a square with an extra square, I decided to actually figure out where to put the staircase first and then do the floor plan on the second floor. But usually I'll do it the other way around just to make it a little bit easier. Somehow, for some reason, it's just easier, for me at least, to sort of adjust the first floor plan according to the second floor plan instead of the other way around. I don't know why that works or how that works, but it just is easier for some reason, for me at least. Let me know if you guys feel the same way when you build. Like, do you start with a floor plan on the ground floor, or do you also find it easier to do the second floor plan first? I don't know, I'm kind of curious as well about this too, so let me know. Anyways, we've moved on to the interior now, or to the decorating at least. So I really wanted curtains up, covering those windows. How do you say that? On those windows? I don't know. Anyways, but they were just covering them up too much. So I felt like, what would be the point? Having these big windows and then just covering them up completely with curtains. I didn't really see the point in that, so I decided to just scrap that idea and not put in any curtains whatsoever. I do like to put my dining areas over where those windows usually are in my builds. If I have like a sunroom or something like that, I definitely tend to turn it into a dining room rather than a lounge room, even though I feel like realistically it would make more sense to have like a seating area or like a lounge area, whatever, in a sunroom rather than a dining area. I don't know. I feel like whenever I've seen interior pictures, they usually have like a bench out there or a couch or something else so they can sit and chill. But I'm like, no, you have to sit out here and eat because it's just cozy. But it also makes it a little bit difficult for, I don't know, for people to relax in the sunroom, which is technically what they're supposed to do. I don't really know. I've never been to a house that had a sun. Actually, that's not true. I have been to a house that had a sunroom. We have a lot of summer residences in Denmark, and a lot of them do have a more, or not a lot, but there's a few here and there. I've been to a couple that did have like this sort of glassy room where the sun is coming in and it's super hot all the time, and it's really, really just cozy and nice. And usually they have lounge areas out there, but I'm like, nope, you have to sit out there and eat because that is cool or something. I don't really know. Actually, I just remembered why. It's because in my grandma's summer residence, or summer house as we call them, she has a sunroom where she put the dining area. So that is why. And I remember sitting out there because we still own that summer house. So they still have a dining area out there. It's just nice, even though it's really warm. So during like high summer, it's a bit, high summer? Do you call it that in English? I don't really know. But it's a bit warm to sit out there sometimes when it's like really hot outside, but it's just cozy and you can sit out there and talk and eat together. It's really nice in the evening as well when you got a little bit of sun still, but it's not too hot. And I mean, it depends a little bit on the temperature in your countries, obviously, but in Denmark it doesn't get super hot during the summer, so when it's the evening, it's nice to sit in a sunroom. But anyways, enough talk about sunrooms. I add them quite often to my builds, so I'll probably talk about them in some other video again at some point. Sorry about that. Anyways, so we have done the entryway, hallway, whatever you call that room, and then also this is kind of a walkthrough. I almost said closet. It's not a closet, it's what's it called? An office. So, or not really an office, but they do have a family computer here. I don't think any of the parents work on the computer. I definitely think they're the kind of parents who, or the kind of Sims who have jobs that you go to your work or you go to your job, and then when you go home, you leave your job at your job. You don't take it home with you. So I don't see either of them actually working in this office, which is also why I went with a computer that's maybe a little bit older, because it's not a priority. They don't want to have a fancy kind of fast computer. They just need something for the family so that they can check up on stuff online now and then. So that's basically the computer they have. I do tend to go for, is it the one from City Living quite a lot? Because I think it looks really nice. It looks very sleek and modern, and I like the different swatches it comes in, but lately I've been trying to use some of the other ones actually, so don't know if you guys have noticed, my computer choices are very important apparently, but I have tried to just stop using that one too much because I use it all the time, but it's not fun to just continuously use the same items over and over. We have quite a lot in The Sims, so sometimes you gotta try to use other stuff in other swatches, of course. At least I try to, but I'm probably failing at it, let's be honest. I do have my favorites, of course I do, but and also I have my own personal style as well, but I don't know, sometimes it's fun to use different items in the game. I should build more contemporary houses because there's a lot of those kind, or that kind of furniture that goes really well with contemporary houses that I never use because I tend to not really build a lot of contemporary houses. So I might do a couple more of those in the near future compared to what I usually do. I don't really know, I'm not gonna promise anything, but we still got 2 weeks to get through before, what's it called, University comes out, or Discover University comes out, so I think we should just have fun with the builds over the next 2 weeks. So anyways, this is the bigger, what's it called, living room. Don't know why I'm having issues remembering words today. Don't know what that's about, it's kind of worrying me a little bit. It's fine, everything is fine. But this is the bigger living room. They also have a den, or I don't know if you would call it a den. What is a den exactly? Because the one den that it's not really a thing we have in Denmark. Just gonna point that out. Dens are not really a thing. I've only ever been to one den, and they had 2 couches and a TV stand and a TV, and that was it. Maybe a chair or 2, but that was it. So that's what they call the den. I don't really know other than that. That's basically what I have to base it on. But I think the other room, which is basically a smaller living room, I think you would call that a den, but I'm not entirely sure. But this is most definitely the living room. It's the bigger one of the two. They also have a chess table in here. They have a fireplace and a TV and several bookcases. I went a little bit overboard, but maybe they're just bookworms. Maybe the parents are just really into books. I pass no judgment here. I love books myself. So yeah, I just placed a lot of different bookcases in there. I actually had to tone it down because I think I accidentally chose 4 of the same ones. I don't know if you noticed at some point, I have 4 of the, is it from Cats and Dogs, I think? And it was just looking, it was a little bit too much. Like there are way too many bookcases in there. So I swapped one out, or I took 2 of them out and swapped it with, or swapped them with one of the ones from Base Game, which is actually really nice. I've been using that one a lot lately, actually, which is quite surprising. It doesn't come in a lot of different swatches. It's very dark, but I wish we had like a nice white or a light wood swatch or something. That would be beautiful, but we don't. So anyways, this is the smaller living room that I talked about before. So would you call this a den? For those of you who know what dens are, is this one of those? Is this a den room? I don't know because I'm Danish and I don't know things. So definitely let me know if you got any idea. I think, does it have anything to do with the placement in the house too? Like, does it have to be close to the front door or something, to the entrance to the house? I don't know about that either. Definitely let me know if you got any ideas, because I want to learn things. I explained explained this to a friend just recently, but I'm constantly, I like learning new things all the time. I always have to research stuff because I just want to learn things, which also means that I keep forgetting things because there's only so much information you can muster, like so much information your brain can hold. I don't know how else to phrase it, but I just constantly need to learn things. So I'm very curious about a lot of things. Like right now, I'm also learning Korean, for example. It's just, I like to learn things, so I like to know things as well. So definitely let me know about the den thing, because it's probably going to bother me. I could just Google it, but I like when you guys tell me, so please let me know. I think this might possibly be the only bathroom that I'm showing you guys on cam, because there's another 3 upstairs. I actually gave both the toddler or the tiny human and also the parents their own en-suites, and then the child does have to walk through the landing or the hallway on the 2nd floor to get to the last bathroom up there. Yes, there's a whole 3 bathrooms on the 2nd floor. I don't know how I managed, but I did, so I'm very impressed. Anyways, so they have mostly en-suites up there and then that extra one. But I did manage to put both a laundry room down, or it's actually a laundry room and also a bathroom, and then there's another bathroom down here as well. So there's a whole 5 bathrooms in this house, but I really wanted to make sure that there was one right next to the front door, because I don't know about you guys, I've said this a couple of times, but the first thing that people do when they get home is go to the bathroom. So it makes sense that it's right next to the front door, in my opinion anyways. So I placed one there, and then I also placed another bathroom between the 2 living rooms. So if they are watching a movie and they have to go to the bathroom? Bathway, I don't know where that came from. Anyways, if they have to go to the bathroom halfway through the movie, they can just like quickly walk out. And it's right next to, it's right on the right side when you walk through that hallway, and then quickly go back to the movie again. So that just made sense to me too. I could have made the living room a little bit smaller and then made the bathroom a little bit bigger and put an actual office in there, but I decided to add another bathroom. So they have a total of 5 bathrooms in this house, which I know is a lot because there's only room for 4 Sims. But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So we've moved on to the upstairs now. So this is the parents' bedroom. They have their own TV in here because I figured that would be like spoiling the parents just a little bit, and I don't actually think they can watch the TV. I wish we had that interaction, like lie down on the bed or something, sit in the bed and watch TV, because that's so realistic, at least to a lot of people it is, people who are lucky enough to have TVs in their bedrooms at least. But we don't have that interaction. I wish we had that. That would be so cool. Just like when we got the laptops and people were kind of hoping that they could sit in bed with the laptops, because that's also something that a lot of people do. But unfortunately, we don't have that interaction either. So, or not interaction, just action, I suppose. But that's definitely something that I feel like would be a very nice addition to the game, but unfortunately we just don't have that right now. So this is the kids' bedroom, and in here I went for yellow and red mainly for the color scheme. I also changed the walls, I think, at some point because they were a little bit too bare, or maybe I didn't change it in this room, but I did in the tiny humans room. I don't remember right now. Oh yeah, I think I changed it in here. So often with color schemes in rustic homes, I tend to go for either red and yellow, or sometimes I'll go for green and yellow together, which is not actually one of my favorite color combinations in real life, but I do like it for The Sims for some reason. Today I actually used a little bit of purple in the den, and I think I also went for purple curtains in the living room because it matched the rug actually. So you guys know, or some of you may know, a lot of you probably don't. Anyways, but one of my favorite colors is purple, so when I have the opportunity to use purple, I go for it. So today I got to, or for this house, I got to use a little bit of purple in both the living room and also the den. And yeah, but usually I'll go for either red and yellow together, maybe put a little bit of orange in there, and then Sometimes I'll go for green and yellow together instead, but yeah, I actually think in here in the tiny human's bedroom, I went for yellow and green possibly. I think I ended up changing the bed swatch because there was something about the dresser. I really wanted to use that dresser because it fit perfectly underneath the window, as you can see, but it didn't really come in the right swatch. So the wood wasn't the right dark brown that I've gone for both the bookcase and also the bed. So I had to swap it, or I was figuring out if I wanted to go for another bed actually, but none of the other ones have a wooden frame. They're very colorful, the other toddler beds that we have. So I had to stick with this one. So I actually ended up finding this swatch, which is one that I've used a couple of times before. I just tend to forget that it exists, actually. I don't really know why. I don't think I use that toddler bed very often, or I might, and I just forget about it. Maybe it's been a while since the last time I did a toddler bedroom. That might be it, possibly. I don't really remember. Anyways, I build a lot of stuff, okay? So, but I ended up going for yellow and green in there, and then, you know, the usual browns that I went for in the rest of the house too. And they have a lot of toys in there too. They have a plushie and a toy box, and I think they also have the building blocks, and there should also be a Wabbit tablet in there too. So they should have everything they need, just not a dollhouse, but hopefully that's okay. So by now we're back to the exterior, and this is when I finally figured out what to do with the landscaping. I decided to tone it down a little bit actually. I used a lot less flowers than I would usually do with my landscaping. I just wanted it to look a little bit more tamed, I think, or no, a little bit less flowery. It's definitely not tamed in any way. I still think there's a lot of landscaping going on. There's just fewer flowers compared to what I usually do. I also been loving using these, hosta plants, what are they called? I don't really remember, but they're from Cats and Dogs. They're these kinds of, you can see them, I put them in 2 different swatches here. They just look really nice, and they fit Brindleton Bay perfectly, obviously, since they're from Cats and Dogs. But they fit this landscaping vibe that I was going for really well as well. And as you can see, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I went for a lot of green, so a lot of shrubs and bushes, and then also those plants that I talked about before. There's a little bit of grass underneath the trees as well, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then I also went for yellow flowers, a few rose bushes, and then also because usually I'll frame up my landscaping with what are they called? They're called low-lying something. I just don't remember exactly what the name of the item is or the name of the plant. But usually I'll go with those and then frame up my landscaping with them. Then in Jungle Adventure, we got a new, a recolor of them. They're a little bit bigger too. That's called something with J. I'm really good at remembering plant names in The Sims. I know. Anyways, but basically the low-lying whatever only have off-white flowers, I want to say. They're not yellow. They're off-white kind of. And the recolored version that we got with Jungle Adventure has these different colors on them. So there's a little bit of pink in there, a little bit of red, also yellow, blue, and possibly also a little bit of purple. So I went with those ones instead, just to add a little bit more color to the landscaping. And yeah, I like to kind of rotate between those two just to sometimes add a little bit of color. It makes it a little bit cuter, I think. Or just to add a bit more color to landscaping like this, where I actually decided to tone down color. So we're adding a little bit of color, but without using flowers. So it doesn't add volume, it just adds color. Am I making sense right now? Possibly not, but that's okay. If there's anybody new watching this video, I am sorry. This is what I usually do in my voiceovers. I just sit here and ask, am I making sense? Because I really don't know if I am. And I just know that in Danish, at least, I suck at explaining things. So I can't possibly be better in English. That's all I know. So for the rest of the video, we're basically doing the landscaping here. I added a few more landscaping patches around the rest of the backyard too. And then I also added a barbecue area, which is right here on the right side, down in the corner. I put 2 trees there as well, and then I actually also gave them a small gardening area because I thought that would be really nice. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I don't think the parents work when they're home, so that would be a nice little activity for them to do in the backyard. So they have their own little gardening area. Actually, I only think I gave them 3 plant pots. They have a beekeeping house and then also a flower arrangement table. So maybe one of them is very into, I don't know, making vases with flowers, making bouquets or something. And then there's also a sandbox for the tiny human where there's a slide, because I thought it'd been a while since I'd used that slide the last time, and it's so cute when they use it in the game. So I had to add it somewhere in this house. So yeah. You can also see I didn't really have a lot of space to play around with here, actually, because the house is a bit on the bigger side for a 30 by 20, I want to say. And yeah, that made it a little bit difficult to fit in a lot of stuff in the backyard. I know a lot of you guys do prefer when I put pools in my backyards, but I want to go for a 50-50 approach. So sometimes a lot of pools, sometimes I won't. I don't think it fits Brindleton Bay very well when you have pools, at least not like fancy kind of pools, if that makes sense. I don't know. I've explained this a couple of times before, but generally people don't actually have pools in their houses in Denmark, or not just in their houses, but also in their backyards. But I think it's not that common, at least, as far as I know. I know it's a little bit more common for summer residences or summer houses, whatever you want to call those, but in like normal residential houses, only rich people basically have pools, I want to say. Maybe there's a few exceptions here and there, but generally speaking, mostly rich people do. So to me, having a pool is a little bit of a fancier thing. It's a little bit uncommon. So I don't know if it's because of taxes or if it's because of the weather. It could quite possibly be because of the weather, because the weather is not, I don't live in the warmest climate, let's just put it like that. But generally speaking, people don't really have pools. A lot of people don't. So I just figured this house would not be for a fancy kind of family, so I didn't really see them having a pool in the backyard either, but hopefully you guys can see where I'm coming from. I do know that it's different in other countries, but to me it's a bit of a rare thing to see in family houses or in just residential houses, so I don't want to add them all the time to my builds. So hopefully you guys can get that. And then up here on the back porch, I ended up adding a few flower boxes here, or plant boxes, I want to say, possibly that's what they're called, don't really know, not fully sure. And then also a lounge area so they can sit up here and chill if it's warm outside but also rainy, so they don't have to sit in the backyard in the pouring rain and just get wet and all that stuff, because that would suck big time. So they have a little lounge area up here on the back porch, and that's about it. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. I'm having sushi with my mom tonight, which I'm super excited about because I love sushi. So if you're still watching this video, comment sushi down in the comment section down below. And also if you like sushi, let me know, because yes, I love sushi. And anyways, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
And one day she said, write me a love song, 'cause I know you'll make it beautiful. And maybe I'll call you my sweetheart and promise nobody can steal me away. Then I am yours, 'cause I want you and I wanted you to know. He looked at her and then he smiled, picked up a pen and paper and started writing. Probably something about her eyes and how they're always shining, or something cliche like ooh. Baby, I only want you. It's true. And then he said, I wrote you a love song and I tried to make it beautiful. It's a song about your sweet, sweetheart, and how nobody can steal me away. Yeah, I am yours, 'cause I want you and I wanted you to know. As he sang, she started to dance, grabbed his arm and took his hand.